Oh my god. Like, this looks not that bad. But you can see my eyes swollen, right? Who knew I had allergies? So, maybe, is this better? It's probably less engaging if I do this, right? You see, the eyes are the windows to the soul. I'm gonna talk about the shadow. I'd heard of shadow work for years. It's like always on social media, like you have to do your shadow work. Didn't know what that was. I started reading this book, same book that I referenced in the first video on this channel. I'm pretty sure I reference it. Again, disclaimer, the guy is not great as a person in real life. But he talks about the shadow, and this book was written in the 80s. And I'm like, oh my god, this has been around a while. Why are people not talking about this? Without me getting too technical, because I don't know a whole lot. I don't know why I get anxious every time I start recording a video. Everyone has a shadow. It lives inside of us. And a shadow is not only the bad parts of you that you don't want to acknowledge, also the good parts that it's just basically parts of you that you're not giving any attention to. It's like a screaming child in the playground that you're like, I'm not going to listen to you. Because it's you're kind of scaring me. You're kind of freaking me out. And the reason why it's been pretty important for me is because these thoughts have been really holding me back and keeping me stuck. So I actually go into decision paralysis because they're pulling me in all different directions and I can't hone in on one to decide what I want to do. Because if I say it's hot outside, let me go outside, another is pulling me back inside saying the house is messy, you need to go clean it. And what if you're wearing a weird outfit and someone looks at you and like, oh, now I need to stay inside. Oh, but you're wasting your life and it's sunny outside. You know, pull, this tug of war, an inner conflict. So what I've been doing is acting like I'm the responsible adult, and thank you to my therapist for helping me think of this concept. It's been like really useful. Me, age 26, Sophie, is the responsible adult in a playground full of children. And one is happy and it's playing, whatever. There's another one who just hurt themselves. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm giving you that attention. Maybe in real life it's your friend let you down or something. That's the child in the playground who's upset and crying. And you're like, oh, poor you. And then there's this screaming child being like, I want to go to a different playground, for example. And you're like, no, we're not going to a different playground. Like, stop crying. I don't want to deal with you. What does it do? Cries louder and louder. And it's not going to stop until you give it attention. And even if it's the attention of saying, hey, I hear you, I see you, but we have other things going on here. Can we ask them what they want as well? So being the adult, the responsible adult for yourself and your thoughts has been pretty useful for me, because the more I ignored the thoughts, the more they'd like whiz around all the time. And anxiety is one thing, bitterness and resentment is another. And I become a pretty negative person with every day that passes that I am neglecting parts of me. Classic example, I go on Instagram.com. It shows me things that I'm interested in, obviously. And it's girls on these amazing trips, having dinner parties with their friends. And I'm like, I bet they're not having fun. I bet that festival wasn't even good. Now, what is this thought? This is me trying to comfort myself because I'm not doing that by pulling someone else's experience down. And we've all been at the hand of a friend who you're having fun and they're not, so then they have to make fun of your outfit or embarrass you in front of the group. And that's what I'm doing to this person who's just minding their own business, posting a lovely story on Instagram. I should probably deal with that, because I don't want to live life as a bitter, resentful person. Because why is this bothering me? Is this something that I'm not holding myself accountable for and I'm projecting it onto this person? So maybe I should turn it around back on me and say, okay, why did I feel the need to pull this person's experience down? What attention am I not giving you? What's going on here? Is it because I want to travel? I've never done a solo trip. It's just something I've always wanted to do and never have. And every day that I don't, I get more and more frustrated at myself. And another thing that I tend to do is I have been looking outward instead of inward. So I'll say, oh, what can I change about my environment? A big thing for me was moving. Not that I've moved that much. Often when things would go wrong, I would blame the city that I was living in. Like, oh, the city is failing me. So I need to get out of here and a different city will fix me. Fleeting thoughts of self-soothing, but it's not self-soothing. It's pretty damaging. Because I'm not actually getting to the crux of the issue. Just ask yourself, what's going on here? Okay, that was upsetting. What are we going to do about it? Okay, great. Taking all of this, what happens when you start to acknowledge those screaming children? And the happy children too, like, who are curious and they want to do things other than be at the playground. You get to know all of them. I'm really going with this analogy here. And what does that say about you? You're getting to know yourself. And you're able to regulate yourself by saying, hey, really anxious part of me, tell me what it is that is scaring you and let's work through it. If there's also a really evil kid who's like throwing rocks at other children, being like, hey, what's going on, buddy? Because what happens if you ignore that evil child? It's probably gonna hurt other children. Whoa, that was actually bars. I just thought of that now. So there's like an evil little part of you. And I don't mean evil like evil. I mean like when you're stressed, maybe anger comes up out as a reaction. Getting to know that reaction. Being like, what is going on? Doing my shadow work and I'm like catching the feelings before they bubble up and say, whoa, I see it. What's going on here? Okay, can I ground myself? Yeah. Can I look out the window? Yeah. Okay. Can I breathe? Okay, great. I am on the pursuit of happiness and fulfillment, and I do think it's going to be a lifelong journey, but I think I'm wanting to do this work now, having a mini quarter life crisis so that I can avoid a midlife crisis, because I haven't thought about who I am, what I want, until I'm in my 40s, 50s, and then I have to do an eat, pray, love moment, later down the line. Why don't I do it now? And then if thoughts come up later in life being like, oh, maybe I'm in the wrong job, I'm not like shooing those thoughts away. I'm like, oh, let's have a look. What is this thought? Oh, you want to become an acrobat in the circus? That's interesting. That's definitely interesting. Maybe let's think of something else rather than being like, oh my god, I have this dream of being an acrobat and I'm so scared that I didn't like live out my potential for, yeah, okay. And if you had done the work earlier, you'd be like, oh, sounds pretty cool. Maybe we could pick up a hobby of like, in New York, I know you can take trapeze classes. Maybe you could do that outside work. Yeah. I'm basically trying to future-proof my life by going through the trenches right now. This is mostly for me to document my life because I feel like it could go in a few different directions at the moment. And I'm really into taking care of mind, body, understanding how they work together. Here's my Pilates breath. Know thyself. Achieve higher self-awareness to be more seeing of yourself, the world, others. Yeah. I literally said I'm not going to give advice in my first video, and I've already spent most of this giving advice. It's mostly me talking to myself, just FYI. I'm trying to rationalize for myself. And with that, that's going to be the end of the video. So thank you so much for tuning in if you stayed this long. I hope it was interesting, and see you in the next one.